Welcome to another episode of Railcar Restorers on the Roads. This is episode 25. We're at the Dufftown sheds at Keith and Dufftown Railway. This is DMCL 52030. A lot of work to do. We have 5 days to do it in, and I'll let the guys tell you exactly how much we've got to do.
Indeed, 600 miles from home, and look at her. There is a lot of welding work to do, so what we're going to be doing is making a big effort on this cab to get this overhauled, because there's a lot of rot, framework's gone, all the usual sort of Derby cab sort of nasties, shall we say. Lots of surface body rot as well around the front. It does need a lot of metal work, to be honest, but it's nothing we can't sort.
Yeah, and this is going to be quite a challenging couple of days for myself, because there is, you'll see, it starts here. There's a couple of really large, complex, compound shapes that need to be made. So this is going to be a real challenge for me, a real test of skill for a lot of us. But to start off this video, we've got to get that dome off to actually see whether we need to do any framework on the cab. So yeah, let's get to ripping her apart to rebuild her back up.
Right guys, so as you will see, we've now got the cab windscreens out, thanks to Dad plugging away, getting those rivets out, and then me and Johnny have been concentrating on getting the interior dome off and the external dome. The external dome is not too bad, it doesn't look like there's any tree stripes or anything, but it's very thin around the edges, which is to be expected, so they can get that fixed up. And I've got a lovely harness system in here, which you can see me sporting right now. They've got a wire above the top, so absolutely brilliant, very safe, very compliant, like that. Yeah, so what we've got to do now is we've assessed the damage. The patient's not looking good at the minute, but we hope to resuscitate. Yeah, I'll let Johnny explain a bit more about what we're going to do now.
Yeah, so this is where the fun begins, and we're at the bottom of that mountain, and we've got to start climbing. So objective number 1, a lot of framework. Cant round on both sides, completely deteriorated. I'll take you around in a little bit after this and show you what we're doing, get it all set up and just pretty much start going away in it. We'll get it all shored up, we've got to put in our strong backs, got to do all that prep work so nothing moves when we do cut out what's left, which doesn't really do much. And then, only then, once we've got it structurally sound, we'll come and we'll start working from the bottom to the top. Take the steel out, there's definitely going to be, by the looks of it, there's going to be a little bit of framework to do here. We'll talk you through what we're actually going to be doing. There's a lot of rust jacking in between these 2 big plates at the front, so I'll talk you through how we're going to get rid of all that, and pretty much how we're going to get this back to A1 hopefully from Z26, as it were. So yeah, and we've obviously got a lot of stuff to do, so we'll start with the framework, we'll get structurally sound, and then we'll start ripping it to pieces to rebuild her again. So we've obviously discovered here that the framework it's not bad, to be honest. Most of it, barely any corrosion at all. A few bits where there's a bit more pitting, but it's not bad enough to actually warrant anything needing to be done. So what we've done is this corner had a really big bash. So as you can see, a lot of it has come out. And what I've done is, you'll see on the time lapse, I'll make 3 cuts on this. So the corner itself, the section of the corner, has 3 cuts in it, so that I can do from the bottom to the apex here, and I can also then do from apex to apex here, because there's a fold there, and it's easier to section it from this, where this bends, go from the bottom to where this bend is at its tightest, and then go from here to where that is, and then do a little bit on top. So this should be, the bottom one should be relatively easy, middle one will be a bit more difficult, top section should be relatively easy as well. So and I've also done that because we've got there is some tools here, and you can only bend about that much in said tool, so it makes it a lot easier to get a nice, hopefully a nice finish with that on this. Cut the bottom out because of all the corrosion. We've also now, you'll see in the time lapse, we used 9-inch angle grinder to rake out a lot of the rust, because as you can see there is quite a lot of rust jack in there, so in future everything will eventually re-corrode, but we're going to do our best to stop that. In future it gives that new rust somewhere to go, number 1, and number 2 also allows our rust converter to penetrate a lot deeper, because if we just left it, that rust converter is maybe not going to penetrate all the way in, and you're still going to get corrosion happen deep in this joint. Whereas if we rake it out, we can get in a lot deeper, we can solve the problem far more efficiently. So yeah, that's what you're going to see. We'll get onto that time lapse, and then I'll take you straight to the sheet steel, and I'll talk you through how I'm gonna basically make all of this new, and then we'll get it done. That very short process that I've just said takes about 2 days, so, or a day and a half. So yeah, we'll get through the rest of day 1. This is day 1, and we will probably be done hopefully by mid-morning day 2 if we're lucky. If it's given us a bit of grief, it'll be hopefully lunchtime tomorrow. So yeah, we'll get this done, and then I'll start tackling the corrosion up top with all the framework. So yeah, while we're here, rake it all out, make a mess, clear it up, and then we shouldn't really be making much more of a mess. So yeah, you're going to see that, and then we'll get on with it. So this is all the metal that we have just cut out of the bottom of the cab. As you can see, not in very good condition, but I obviously need to make replacement sections for this. So I'm going to start on the easiest one, which is this. This is fairly simple. Just trace around it, and that will get you very close. You then just cut on the outside of the line. That gives you a bit of room to breathe with, or you can cut directly down the line if you want to live life dangerously. So pretty much trace around it, just cut the line. I'll get this curve in once it's in situ, so I'll just cut out a nice rectangle and get that in. As for the curved sections, what I will do is I'll flatten them out so that I can get an actual area of the steel that I need to cut out, because as they flatten out, you can't just mark around them. You've got to flatten them out so then you can cut them out of a flat piece of steel, and then cut them out of a flat piece of steel, and then basically bend them into where they need to be. So I'll start off with a couple of small ones. As for these, what I will probably do is I will cut where the big sections of curves are. I'll cut down, and then I'll make those big sections, and I'll make basically 4 smaller straight bits. One here, one on the end, and actually one little bit on the end of this corner. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out some patches out of a bit of sheet steel over here, and then got a nice long bit of sheet steel that we've brought for this job, and I will cut out, minimise the amount of joints we've got. Also remembering that in this length there are 2 folds in the bodywork. They're pronounced body lines. So I will fit up my I will fit up my section when I know its final resting place, and I will then mark out where my folds need to be. I will then make a weak point, and they have a little small folder here, which will be just perfect to put in a nice line. So yeah, and then it will just be a simple case of, you'll see me make all the patches, I'll then bend the patches, and then I will keep going back and forth between the unit and my equipment, and I will get that patch perfect. And then when I've got all the patches perfect, or as I decide to put them back on the unit, so that, because obviously we've got a lot of patches here, one patch's size may affect the next, how big the next patch needs to be, etc. With tolerances. So as I make a patch, I will get it in the unit, but you'll see me make a patch, you'll see it go in the unit, make another patch, and we'll just do that, and we'll build back that jigsaw puzzle that I've cut out. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So now you've seen us cut out all of the subpar material in the unit. I am now at the point where I've cut out patches for all of those parts, and I'm now going to bend them. So the bender here just isn't playing ball. So back to the old way, but it will still come out looking really good. So. Pretty simple. Seen me done this before if you've been on the channel for a while. If you haven't, this is very rudimentary bending. Just a ball-ended hammer and a radiused piece of metal, and you slowly work your way down the metal, and you kind of work in lines. You do a line, just gentle taps, a line, gentle taps, and you just keep doing that, and slowly the metal starts to form a curve as you upset it every time you hit it in between this gap. And then as you start getting closer to your desired result, you do more and more test fits, you work out what needs tweaking where, if anything's been overbent, anything's been underbent, and then you get it to where you wanted to get it, and then bang it on. So what I'll do is I'll time lapse me bending each part, and then what I'll do is I will, as something is made, it'll get welded on the unit. Yeah, pretty much. As something's made, it'll get welded on the unit. So you'll see me make something, and then you'll see it get welded on the unit, you'll see it ground down, and then see me make something else, so on and so forth. So to begin, I'm going to put a little time lapse in here of all the flat repairs that we're putting in, and then move on to this. Move on the time lapse to me making this one, and then that'll go in. Move on the time lapse to making the next one, so on and so forth until she's all there. So yeah, and then for the bottom strip, I need to put in little decorative grooves. They come down. There's 2 grooves. They're spaced about 1/3 across the front. If you go from one side to the other, you go 1/3 along. There's a groove. Another third along to the 2/3 point, another groove, roughly. So there's 2 decorative body lines basically, and they need to be made. So I'll make them. So if that goes on and you go, oh, there's a little fold in the metal, I've gone and fabricated that before it's gone on, make sure it's in the right place. So yeah, let's get on with this fabrication marathon. It's coming to the end of day 1 as I speak. So hopefully next time you see me, be like mid-morning, day 2, maybe lunchtime,
lunchtime, day 2. So yeah, let's get going. Sooner we start, sooner we finish.
So, as you will see, the lower half of the cab has been, well, had a load of new metalwork put into it. Some excellent fabrication work by Johnny, getting all the right curves in all the right places. It has really come out really nice, especially on the corners, even the little bits under the windows, and then the nice neat cutting for this strip does make my life that bit easier when it comes to welding, because I'm not having to play fill the gap. So yeah, as you'll see, it's all come out really nice. It's had a lot of work in this corner back here to rebuild that. It's had a big old dent. Whoever taken this thing must have taken it rallying back in the day on BR, because she was worse for wear, but all the dents, all the rot's gone at the bottom now. So moving on now, we're going to be taking out the top half and dealing with the rot that's up there, which isn't a rallying problem, it's just a water ingress problem. So we'll get that sorted. The framework is also looking worse for wear, but Johnny will take you through his magic when he does that, as and when.
Right folks, before we go to Johnny doing his structural work, I thought we'd just take a bit of time out to show what I tend to do in the background for a change. It's a bit undersung at times, but it's vital jobs. What I've been doing here is cutting out with the cutting disc a square which is taken out where the rust and corrosion has taken place. Cut that out, put the patches aside for Johnny to cut out new metal, and then I've gone through with a flat disc and clean round here to give Michael a good place to do his welding and connect to what is the good metal. If you will see, that's what one of the sections I've done. A bit further along. And last but not least, this section here. Obviously, I'm not the super skilled member of the group, but it's handy to have someone who can come along and do these jobs, which leaves the skilled men to get on with the real difficult bits. So I can only say to other people out there who are thinking about getting into helping a preservation group, don't think you've got to be super skilled. Even sweeping the floor is something the skilled men haven't got to do. Making the tea, anything, cutting things out, grinding things down, anything you can do. So yeah, hopefully this has helped the lads, and just for the Birmingham Railcar Group North Norfolk division, another bit for their bingo cards with a rare appearance by me. Right guys?
So here we are at subpar structural quality currently, but it's surprising with this unit how it stayed relatively good here, and it has literally just gone above the door, and it kind of stops, you know, just after the door really, and just probably around about this point, I'd say, on this side. The other side is in just as bad a condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip this front off. So we're going to come to about here, come up, take any of the corner out that needs it, but all of this front needs to go, because when this front comes off, you'll see that you'll be able to see through the framework. Not only above this window, but above the window where Michael is at the moment. So we need to replace that framework before we can put the new sheet in. So it's, in a funny way, it's going to be just as time consuming as the bottom, even though there isn't nearly as much complexity to it. So what you're going to see, going to basically film from that angle. It's a bit of a different angle for us, and going to give you a wide shot of taking this out, taking the other side out, taking the front off, and hopefully make a satisfying time lapse with a bit of explanation put in there as and when it's required. But the aim is to any framework that can be kept. The two uprights that this counterrail sits on, crash pillars as they were, they're in very good condition. So what we'll do is, as we've done in the past, we will remove as much counterrail as possible and then grind away what's left, so that we don't have to actually put any upright material in it, because it's all, you know, it's all adequate. But the counterrail is going to be a bit of fun. This car line. It's going to be a bit of fun, as you can see there. It's taking the brunt of the impact. So what I'll do is I'll come in and I'll take a bit out there. We'll put a new bit of roof in. Take the gutter off first, obviously. So what you're going to see now is a lot of that, and we'll take everything apart, get all this front off, and then I'll rip out the cant rail, talk about how we do that and all the things we need, all the strong backs that we need when we get to that point. When I'm putting the new stuff in, I'll explain what I've done to make sure that this door can still open and close after we're finished. So yeah, it's going to be quite a lot of fun, really. This, so nothing to do but to really get on with it. So let's start phase 2, as it were, of this cab rebuild, which is all of this structural work up here. So yeah, let's remove the gutters, let's remove the bodywork, and let's find out truly what we're dealing with. So here we are. I've now removed this side and I've started the removal process of the other side. It's about halfway to being ready to put new framework in. So what you're going to see next is you're going to see me, I have my cant rail here, and this will go in like that. I'm going to weld that in. Then there's another section of angle line which is not perfectly 90 that sits on top of this, and then it'll be time to get my car line in. Obviously I'll weld to the existing cant rail there, I'll weld here. But yeah, a lot of ripping apart has been going on, but we're now at the point where we can actually start putting some new decent strength back into the old girl. You would have seen probably at the very beginning, those yellow things are the strong backs. They are currently holding the door pillars at the correct width. Really easy to make. You just get yourself some old channel. You can make them in situ on a good door. You just weld your little bits, little channel come out so that you can still got space between the door and the strong back. And they come in really handy, to be fair. They just make them strong enough so that they can hold the same weight without flexing too much as your cant rail. So yeah, but before I do this, you will see the front is quite a lot of holes in that, as is probably evident from your point of view. You can see right into the cab through both of them. So Michael's going to chop out that framework, and then I'm going to get to welding this while he's fabricating that, and we can have the most going on at the same time. So yeah, now we're going to see pretty much the rebuilding of it. There's a little bit of disassembly work obviously on the other side and the front, but what we'll do is I'll just crack on with the framework, he'll crack on with his bit of framework, and we'll keep going, and next time I see you should hopefully be when this is all in, all of the metal has been put back in, all of the framework's been put back in. So yeah, with these they're called car line, and they come in a straight section. So what I do is bend them, get yourself a 9-inch angle grinder, and you just make several incisions, leaving this part uncut and cutting this leg and that leg, that little right angle there, and the same on the other side. And if you do that with a cutting disc about 2 times, standard 9-inch angle grinder cutting disc, the thickness of that, one set of cuts, you space your cuts about 20 mil. So for this one, it will come down probably about 4 cuts in that. You do one set of cuts 20 mil apart, so you keep spacing them until you get to where the cant rail begins, and then you bend it, and then you go through your cuts again now that you've made the gap less than your cutting disc, cut them again, and 2 cuts usually for this gets you the correct radius. If you need to, just take another cut, you know, and then you can pull it in, and then when it's in situ, I'll tack all of them together, and then I'll fully weld them once everything is not going to move. So yeah, you're going to see that whole lovely process, both on this side, that side, and really we're just going to have a fabrication marathon and just complete it, really, get it completed, get all of the bodywork on, and yeah, shoe will be a completely different unit by the end of this next time lapse.
Right guys, so we are now complete. The framework is in, all the metal work is in, there's no more holes in the thing. It is, yeah, she's a lot more better than when she came in. So, as you'll see, new bottoms already gone in, corners. We've cleaned around the windscreens just because that needed to be done, and then they'll get glossed before the actual screens get put back in. It's had the top eyebrow done. We uncovered some very nasty wiper boxes there, like the structural frame where the wiper arm goes through. Once they get patched badly, water just pours in, sits in there, and they rot out. So yeah, it's had new patches. All the crash damage has been cut out of it and welded, so there's no more dents around the front. It's nice and all solid everywhere, no filler. So yeah, it's happy days. And then if we look around the side here, you'll see the volunteers here have made a start cleaning around the windows and red oxide in that. And the roof has been welded in with a new corner up top. And then just have a peek in the cab. You'll see the new wiper boxes that have been made from scratch. Completely wasted away from the top half down, so they're all completely renewed now. Johnny's wonderful framework efforts as well, so the doors don't collapse on themselves. They hadn't already, but you know, they're a lot stronger now because they're completely wasted away. So yeah, this unit is looking a lot better for all this attention. It's had some new metal on top as well because there was rust in places we've never even seen it. It's also had 3 massive sheets put in at the back where the toilet tanks used to attach to the roof. Again, the metal had wasted away, so that's all now sorted. No more holes in the roof. And then if we go down the side, and then we'll go around this side first, sorry. Going around this side, again, you'll see there's a lot of crash damage taken out here. It's been rectified. Down the side here, there's patches again where there's like more dents and dings where this thing's had a bit of a hard life. Rust around here. There's nothing wrong with what's behind them. It's just surface rust, so it's all been caught in time, which is nice. There's a bit of surface rust on the thing, but they can always clean her back, get some rust kill on there. Again, more little patches. There's another big dent here, it's been cut out, and then some more patches down there. Again, where the thing had just rotted out, but yeah, the sides are all nice and solid now, no holes in the side. The roof's been rectified back here. The cab's been rectified, so it's just over to the volunteers here to crack on, get some paint on her, get the windows back in, get it all sealed up and looking really nice and running once again. Right guys, so that brings an end to this exciting chapter at the Keith and Dufftown Railway. It's been a lot of work, so just quickly, we are sat in Class 108 DMCL 51568. It's basically, this is the new silver dram tram, so it's the partner to the gold top one, which is the trailer car. It's got a disco function in it, and you know, it's a very nice, again, very nicely turned out tram train, so it completes a really nice 2-car set. But without digressing, going back to the 107 52030 and the shed, we've put a hell of a lot of work in the last 5 days into that, from new roof where the toilet tanks were, new framework around the wiper boxes, new steel just to get rid of all the holes and everything like that. It's had a hell of a lot of work put into it. New cant rail framework, you name it, it's had it. But that thing is looking a hell of a lot better. And the volunteers here are going to be doing some fantastic work to get that back up to scratch where it needs to be.
Yeah, thank you very much to Mike Langford and the volunteers of the Keith and Dufftown Railway. Have been most hospitable and very complimentary about the work we've been carrying out. A big thank you to them, and a big thank you to the staff at the Keith and Dufftown Railway and the Balvenie distillery for the function we were allowed to attend the other day, which was complimentary whisky and complimentary food. Very much enjoyed by us at the end of a very hard day, so lots of thank yous there.
Yeah, so that 107, loads of work in that. We'd love to come back next year. Plans are possibly afoot for another very exciting video. Hopefully we can bring that to you. So if you're not subscribed already, do click that subscribe button, because we aim to do something like this every year. And of course we're in this lovely Dram Tram as well. I'd also like to say as well, there is obviously nobody knows what colour it's going to go yet, neither do we, so we thought we'd have a little bit of fun, see what you, the comment section, think about what colour do you think that 107 should go. Leave a comment below, get a good debate going, because it's pretty split from the opinions we've had around here. We've got our own opinion, but we're quite interested to see what you, the community, think that 107 should go. So leave that down in the description below. Yeah, apart from that, if you want to keep updated with how the 107 is continuing on, there's a little YouTube channel down here, Murray Machines, and he films time lapses, and he does a few bits around the Keith and Dufftown Railway himself, but he's filmed a little bit of what we've done. So what I'll do is after this outro, I'll play you that time lapse before I give you the final shot of 52030. But yeah, we would love to, you know, if you want to keep updated, do go follow his channel. He's got a little, I'll leave a little link in the description. Apart from that, hopefully we'd like to be down here in another year to do the partner 52008, which is, if this is round 1 and 2, that's the other 18 rounds coming up. She's in need of a lot of TLC, and just like 030, we filmed a lot of that cab. You would have seen a few things going on in the background, but there were things that we just didn't film, like the roof patches, because there was too much going on at once. So there has actually been a lot of work go on that unit that maybe you haven't seen. We'll try our best to include it, and Murray's tile outs at the end might include a few bits of it. Those volunteers have worked really hard, so well done to them. And if you want to come and volunteer and help them, they're a lovely bunch, and they're really happy to learn any skills you bring to the table. Even if you don't bring any skills, you will fit in really well here. So thank you very much yet again to the Keith and Dufftown team, and we'd like to come back in a year's time, so subscribe, and we'll see you in the next very exciting video.